Hey, how's it going, everyone? Cannabis Express 420. We all love gardening, and we all also love to have a life. So, how do we keep that balance between gardening and the rest of our lives? It's very important for the health of ourselves and the health of the people around us that we have a good balance between gardening time and everything else. So, how do we achieve this? I'm going to go over how I did it in the past years and how I'm doing it now. Now that a lot of things are coming up and a lot of things are changing, how I'm adjusting my gardening time to my real life. So at the beginning of my gardening career, when I first started this channel, I was actually able to visit my garden every single day, and it worked out really well. I was able to go into the garden, give the girls a train, give them a watering if they needed it, and go on with my day. And that was pretty much it, as well as pHing the water, putting the nutrients in, yada yada, all the extra stuff. It worked out extremely well to go to the garden every single day. It was on my way to the gym, it was on my way to work, it was right down the road from my house, and I drove in that direction in the first place. So it was extremely convenient. And then things fell through at that place. I did a video where I talked about getting kicked out when I was not allowed to grow in that space anymore due to the owner of the home's request. So I ended up gardening at home. This worked 10 times better. I started working with my father, and we started growing together in the same rooms and such. And that's where a lot of my videos have taken place. Even the garden videos I am posting now still come from my father's house. So a big thank you to him if he watches this channel for letting me use the garden space while I used it. And then I paid the electric bill, well, part of it, because I was using part of the electric, and a considerable amount. You guys can imagine with how many plants I was growing, normally 12 at a time. It took up quite a bit of space there. But now I have moved into a completely different house. I have a kid on the way, and things are getting really insane. So I have a lot of things coming up. I have a lot of new payments that I need to be making, and I actually have to stop growing now, so I am in the process of doing that. I have about a month, maybe a month and a half left, depending on how things go, but it's looking like I'm going to be done in a month, and I have very little to pay on the electric, so that is good. But I have been going every other day since I have had few plants that I need to be taken care of. I believe I only have 7 or 8, so they can get on pretty regular, pretty predictable watering schedules, being late in flower. Some of them are even slowing down. As they start to tie, they start to require less water. And the newer ones are growing robustly and also only need to be watered every other day. So it's a very predictable watering schedule, and I don't need to be there all of the time since there are few plants. When there are more plants, it complicates things, and sometimes you need to water 3 per day, but they need to be watered every single day. Depending on how the pot size is related to the root growth, this can cause you issues. It has caused me issues in the past. I have came to the garden even recently since I started doing the every other day pattern, where my plants are wrinkling because they are underwatered, shriveling up. And the pot is nearly hydrophobic, which can happen if you grow in peat moss like I do. That is something to definitely look out for and be wary if you're going to visit your garden less than every single day. Normally, I would recommend an every other day schedule, but if you have a lot of plants to take care of, sometimes your garden requires attention every single day, and that is perfectly fine. I would say if you're growing at home, you should have no trouble at least taking a peek at your garden every single day. You don't always have to get in there and be groovy. There are ways to protect your garden when you're not there, such as tying down the plants if you feel like you want to train your plants really well, but don't want to intervene on your garden all of the time. You can just look in there, see if it needs immediate attention, and then seal back up your tent or close your door or do whatever it is to close your grow space so then it is a contained environment with that, gardening should never really take more than an hour. It's pretty simple to work into your life. Just I always put it as the first thing I did every single day, so then I could go in there, get it out of the way while I'm not contaminated with any other filth than the walk to the grow space, and it keeps it pretty simple, and it keeps the environment very predictable, and the contaminants very low, I have found. So I would recommend making it the first thing you do every day, and then you can get it out of the way and be there for whoever you need to be there for. If you need to wake up earlier in the day, I would start doing that, so it doesn't impede with the rest of your life. But with that, that's how I have balanced my gardening into my life and kind of intermingled it there to where it didn't interfere with anything extra and could kind of be its own thing and have its own space. But as time has come, it is, not a great thing to be into right now. The lady who rents the house out does not allow us to grow here, so I had to grow at my dad's house. But, you guys all know that, so see ya.